My name is Mark Tyrrell, and I will be guiding you through this experience. Before we begin, you need to find a comfortable place or a bed or sofa on which to begin to let that body relax. Now, you can let those eyes rest shut and read of what they might feel like when they really start to feel comfortable. Almost as if those hands can feel soothed and drowsy as you just continue to relax deeper. Now, just before you begin to relax more deeply, you certainly need to be clear that having high standards for yourself to do things well in life. However, it's important to remember that everything you do has to be perfect. Then anything you do will feel like a letdown. When you look at it, you could conceivably do anything better, from sitting in a chair to eating an apple. Everything can be improved. What is important is not how perfect something is, but how useful it is. Unless you can be more flexible than simply thinking everything has to be perfect, then you will be less happy day to day, and much less effective may never have been discovered, which meant that millions of lives would not have been saved since its discovery. What does the word failure mean anyway? Perfectionists and those fearing failure tend to think in very absolute ways. Something is either completely this or completely that, and subtle shades of grey are often missed out altogether. Do better than that, because there is absolutely no such thing as a complete failure, because there is always something they can do, even if it's to put their shoes on right. Now, you can get the sense of watching rest, almost as if it were a type of colour, drifting around the body, soothing and resting as it goes, gently ebbing and easing and calming all of you. And the quality of humanity treats to yourself. You can learn to take the pressure off sometimes, which was certainly nobody's fault. That as a kid, maybe nothing, which is a great strategy for striving, but, and the secret is here, you have to couple it with flexibility, so that you can give yourself a break once in a while or quite regularly, and learn to be pleased with what you do. Now, the fact is that you can get very, very good at things and achieve all kinds of things in this lifetime. However, the art of living in a very real sense is to relax with it more, because despite what our society tells us to think, it's not just what you achieve, but also what you are as a person. And that isn't just linked to what you do or have done. It is, in fact, more of a real achievement, particularly with clasping fists. And let your unconscious mind, within a few moments perhaps, let you know where those ideas you have about success and failure actually came from. Who or what was their real source? Notice what thought or image comes to mind. because if they didn't originate with you, then you don't necessarily even have to keep them, but begin to play by your own rules more. Still a success, because success is not one thing, it is a sliding scale, and it's all relative, and failure can eventually be more useful than success, and you need to loosen up your thinking and develop more flexibility in the coming hours and days and weeks and months, and powerful, calming rest. By thinking about the ground, and you don't travel forward by looking back. You just focus on where you are going, relax with it, and get going. And deep, deep down, you can know at a really profound level that the true meaning of failure, the only real failure, to evaluate flexibly and fairly yourself with dignity and humanity, and just get the sense now of the flow of time as you begin to achieve in your mind, all through into the future, right now, noticing how much easier everything feels. And with a great majesty and immense stretch of time and space, any human achievement is a very little act to reality. So whatever you're going to achieve, you can just relax about, because it's never the whole story anyway. And it can almost be like a path that you can see somehow in your mind's eyes, because you need to really start to enjoy future times much more free and easy, which adds to real success. So you can just now really get the sense of imagining a sign entitled Pathway to Success with Flexibility, Fun and Fairness to Self. And notice beginning to take that path the beautiful colours and shapes and light and shade around you. What it feels like to be walking and moving forwards with subtlety as well as strength, and lightness of touch as well as strong force and intent. Notice all the things, enjoyable pathway to success, because you can relax along it, because success is just an idea in people's minds, and so is failure too. So this is really just a path of relax deeper, taking a journey of amounts of pressure and drive, and also the fun, creativity, flexibility, and calm focus. The sense of being a fly on the wall in a few moments, and also get the sense of listening into a conversation in a year's time. And it's like you can be eavesdropping in the best possible way on a dinner party conversation. Perhaps it's in a baronial hall or a restaurant or home you know well. It really doesn't matter. Between friends, and perhaps working colleagues and family members. It doesn't matter who is there. And you're going to find they are talking together about you. And you can listen to them saying how you've really come on as an all-round person in the last 12 months. And talking about the things you can do now, and also what you've achieved. And it is going to be a very gratifying and educational experience for you to listen to this conversation, because it is going to enable you to have real clues as to how to really succeed in your future. Listen with your mind's ears now to their conversation from a year's time about how far you've come on. That's good. And this can become more and more powerful the more you experience this. Good. And it's going to be important to relax often and well. And you can revisit this download experience often to really start to notice how you benefit. Drift back to everyday awareness. And you're going to feel so refreshed and calmed by this experience, and to feel calmer and better focused generally. That's it. Just coming back to the room, or wherever you've been listening to this, feeling great and wide awake. That's it, and opening those eyes now, wide awake. Great. And the more you listen to this, the more that more optimistic, positive, achieving way of going about things is going to sink in, allowing you to approach new challenges with enthusiasm and energy.